In this lesson, we will add bones for the neck and head. Let's grab our bone tools and move over to our side view. So we'll start with the neck. I think all we need is a total of about 4 bones. Now, as we start to draw our bones out, if you find that the size is a little bit too large, here's what we can do. I'll just go ahead and undo back. I'll head over to the width and height, and I'll set them both to a lower value, let's say to about 1. Alright, so now we can go ahead and recreate this chain. Again, we're just creating 4 here, and we're keeping track of our topology as we draw this out. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then we can go ahead and create a nub. Great. Alright, so once we've managed to do that, again, we'll just check our placement. And then we're ready to go in and create our head chain. We're separating this because of how we will control the neck and head. We're going to create an IK-FK system. So by separating both chains, this will make it a little bit easier for us to do this. We'll grab our bone tools, and we'll go in and create our head bone. You might increase the size of this. We'll go ahead and set this back to 2. Since we're just adding 1 bone object here. Alright, great. So now that we have the head bone in place, let's go ahead and move over to our perspective view. We'll grab the head bone, and we'll press Shift-A to quick align it to the next nub. Great, at this point, we can go ahead and grab each of these bone objects, and we can have them stored in our skeleton layer. Alright, great. I'll now go ahead and take the head bone and have that linked to the end of the neck. So we'll just go ahead and grab our link tool, and we'll link to the next nub. Now we can start to test out our rotation. Let's go ahead and grab each bone again. We'll simply go ahead and grab the root of the neck. We'll press Control Page down. We'll Alt right click and choose Freeze Transform. Now we can grab our Rotate gizmo. Let's make sure it's set to gimbal mode. And we'll test our rotation by rotating in the Z-axis back and forth. You can see we get this additive type of rotation, and we get a really nice consistent looking result here. There's no weird twisting. They all move together, and that's exactly what we want to check for, so that when we start to work with our FK system, we'll get the same result. Alright, great. So once we've managed to do that, we can go ahead and take our neck root and make sure it will be linked to our root bone. So we'll link that over to BN root. Remember, once you do that, you just want to freeze transforms on the object that you have linked. Great. You can see that the child bones are just fine. If we were to go ahead and Alt right click and use transform to 0, they're going to stay in that same spot, but it's the object that we have linked directly that needs to be refrozen. Let's go ahead and rename these bone objects. So for the neck, that's going to be BN underscore neck A01. We'll go ahead and copy that. We'll go to the next bone object, paste, and that will be B and C, and finally neck D. And remember, since this will not be skin to, we'll go ahead and give it a prefix of BE. Now for the head, let's go ahead and have that renamed. That's BN head 01, and we'll go ahead and rename its nub. Alright, great. So we have all of our bone objects in place. This would be a great moment to go ahead and stop our lesson. So in the next lesson, we're ready to work on the arms.